Hey guys, thanks for dropping in for another Diecast and Diecast review. Well, the LIONEL Dirt Late model is finally here. They got this first one out a little bit later than they originally thought, but it's here nonetheless, and it is the Kyle Larson Flow Racing Rumley Engineering number 6 car. And this new LIONEL bodywork is definitely they've done a really good job with that. So take a look at the box first. Basically the same as the asphalt late model box, the late model stock box. Just says dirt on it, and it's got dirt all over the box. So we got a rendering of the car. Standard finish is all they did on these. We got Kyle Larson number 6 Flow Racing 2024 dirt late model, 1 of 1503. This is very accurate to what the dirt late models nowadays are looking like. They really did their homework. They did a good job of shaping and you know, putting body lines in where they need to be, and really really scoping this thing out. You can see it's got a really wicked looking tip to the right there, just like the real cars. Kind of a shovel type scoop shape in the nose piece here that scoops air up and gets it across the deck and back to the spoiler. The decking drops down around the driver and then angles back up towards the spoiler, like a real dirt late model does nowadays. Got the real tucked up right front in the body work here versus the left side that's got a little bit of a drop down there. Just very, very accurate on the body work with this. They did use an Action Extreme style, the old school chassis under here, but it is die cast like this where my thumb is. All these pieces that you see that are flat black here, the main chassis, these door bars, the driver door cage bars, that's all die cast. It's metal. There is plenty of plastic parts above that, like the driver cockpit and things like that, the fuel cell and things. It does have a little bit of suspension to it, but it is different than like the ADC late model. I would say is more detailed, period correct. This is an older chassis that LIONEL used, that has been around for a long time, but they had the tooling. It wasn't going to cost them anymore to produce this tooling or this chassis with the tooling that they already had. And in my opinion, it's close enough for something that's going to sit on the shelf, and you're not going to see the underbody unless you're looking at it just like I am right now. I would just as soon they use this old chassis and have a $125 car versus a $200 car, because to do that, the difference is just not worth it in my opinion. Now, some more of the stuff that's kind of period correct to the late models now. Down the right side, you can see how that right side door is just about straight as an arrow from the nose back to the spoiler. And then the left side, you can see how that flares out around the left rear wheel well. That is very accurate to the dirt late models nowadays. The quarter panel on the left rear tips in, and the quarter panel on the right is basically straight all the way back. And that's to act like a big sail on the side of the car, catches a lot of wind, creates a lot of side force. It's almost cupped here. You can see how it's flared, you know. And let me see if I can zoom in on that a little bit. How it's flared a little bit there, and it kind of scoops the air on the right side of the car. The left side of the car is basically straight down on the doors and quarter there. It kind of flares a little bit that way, but not as much as the right, as you can see there. We've got quite a bit of detail on the cockpit area and the decking on back. We got a rear end filler can lid there. The spoiler's got a third brace. That's accurate to the dirt cars nowadays. The sail panels, the wide open sail panels with the thin B and C pillar, that's very accurate. Just trying to think here. They send mud plugs along with these. The wheels and tires are not as period correct as they could be. They're it's kind of a dated tread pattern that's not as accurate, not as up to date, but it's a dirt tire nonetheless. The wheels are a wide 5 wheel that is kind of an old school wide 5 wheel, not exactly what they're running these days, but if you're putting these covers on anyway, you're not ever going to see that. There are definitely things that are not perfect. The lack of 4-bar suspension that holds the rear end in and things like that. But overall, they have hit this out of the park with the body. It's just crazy how accurate this thing is. They really put some time and effort into this, making it nice. This is an ADC car. I just wanted to do a comparison. These cars, as you can see here, are very symmetrical, very not square, but you know, the right side quarter panel tips in, the left side quarter panel tips in. The doors are the same. They both kind of angle in towards the front wheels. The nose, they did update the nose on the ADC cars a few years ago, and it does have the bent up fender on the left side, as does this LIONEL, and then the flat fender on the right. And so that is fairly accurate, but overall, this is just a really squared off car, and it'd be nice. I don't know if they have anything in the works to try and update these, but the decking is kind of out of date. The way this drops down behind the hood here and, you know, ends up back to the spoiler, it's just really flat. And the roof is pretty accurate, looks pretty good with the same type of sail panel there, but just kind of overall not very accurate with today's late models. One telltale thing that an ADC car always has, the left rear wheel is sticking out of the quarter panel, whereas, you know, this is how a real, you know, a dirt late model is nowadays. The left rear is tucked inside the quarter panel. The quarter panel makes its way, if you can see that, kind of out and around the left rear wheel. But the chassis on the ADC is, I would say, more detailed, more up-to-date detailed, I would say, with the 4-bar suspension here holding the rear end housing in and things of that nature. The front bumper is a little more accurate, and just, you know, A-frames and things like that. The transmission, some of that stuff, a little more accurate than this this older Action chassis that they ended up using. But like I say, for the cost of it, that's the same way I would have gone if I already had the tooling there and it wouldn't cost me anything to do. So hood drops in, hood drops in same as the ADC. Got a removable hood and lays in there real nice. But overall, I am really impressed with these. They look really good, and the decaling and all that stuff looks really good. There's not any screwed up spots or scrapes or missing pieces of decal or whatever like sometimes you see with the LIONEL stuff. And just a really good piece. So if you are a Kyle Larson fan, a dirt fan, got a dirt car collection, this one would be a good one to add to your collection as well. So anyway, thanks for stopping in, guys. We will catch you on the next one.